So he says, why should we retail investors keep our hard-earned money to this volatile market for the sake of earning extra only 2-3%?
Yes. So very good question. I think it's the real question that one should bother about. Am I earning enough for the kind of risk that I'm taking? And
Absolutely.
this question can only be answered by you yourself. Is the compensation for the risk enough or not? But let me also add to this point, just 2-3% extra. When you look at that as per annum compounded annually for a long period, the amount that you can accumulate over a period of time, that could be huge. Just do a simple mathematical calculation that if you are earning 6% per annum for a 10-year period versus 8% per annum for a 10-year period, and see the amount accumulated at the end of the period.
It'll be 2-3 times.
Yeah, so that's really what the power of compounding does when you are able to earn that much extra. Having said that, this 2-3% extra, you can only afford to put money which is not required in the short run, because in the short run, equity markets could be highly volatile. So anything which is longer term, you can consider allocating money. But if you don't want to consider that, if you don't want to take the risk of equity markets, then look at the alternatives that you have. Alternative number one, you be satisfied with returns, which are fixed income. Yeah, 6% kind of fixed income kind of returns. You be satisfied with that. That's also not a problem, provided those 6% returns are enough for you to achieve your financial goals. Point number one. Point number two, if that 6% is not enough to achieve your financial goals, and that's why you need slightly higher return, where else can you get it? The other options that you have. So if you want to avoid equity markets, which is highly volatile, as we discussed, the other option is you give it to somebody, you loan it to somebody. Now, when you give it to somebody, so let's say safest is Government of India, anybody other than Government of India, and there is a possibility, however small probability, but there is a possibility that your money may not come back, or your money may not come back in time. The safer the investment, lower is the return. So that's the other risk that you have to consider, whether you want to take that risk or not. The third risk that you may want to consider is, are you okay locking your money? Yeah, a lot of people say that real estate does really, returns are very good, but then real estate is illiquid.
Yeah. So himself
PPF,
talking about PPF giving 7.1%.
Exactly. So I'm coming to PPF now. So PPF also is fantastic, where 7% and tax-free and Government of India, etc., perfectly fine. So that's a good idea. But PPF, again, there is a certain minimum cannot be touched. So you're okay with that. So either you give away liquidity, or you take credit risk, or you take risk of volatility. If you don't want any of these risks, if you don't want any of these, then you stay happy with lower returns. So it's all about making choices. It's not that this one is good, that one is good. These are the pros and cons associated with each investment. Having said that, most of us have different requirements, and because we have different requirements, we need to allocate money across different investment avenues. And that's really how you build a portfolio. But Bhuvna, at this stage, I would also like to add one more point, which is more, so whatever I just talked was more about the investment side of the equation, but there is something about the human behavior side. And that human behavior side of the equation is that there is something known as whatever has happened in the recent past that weighs heavily on the mind. Psychologists call it recency bias.
Correct.
We get biased towards the recent events. And when that happens, in cricket matches, we've seen that after winning the World Cup, Mahendra Singh Dhoni in 2011, he became the hero because he won the World Cup again for India, Cricket World Cup. But sometime later, when the Indian team did not do well, I mean, people went to protest against this house, and the stone pelting incidents, etc., etc. These are recency biases, which is perfectly fine. This is human.
Yeah.
Now, this recency bias, why am I referring to that, is currently a lot of questions are coming about equity markets' ability to generate returns
Yeah.
because of the recent fall. But
Correct.
go back only 4 months. In January, the same question was not coming because at that time the markets were doing well. So that's why it's important to look at our own way of questioning also, and that's then take a decision so that we don't operate from our biases.
Very good. I think that's an excellent answer by saying, yeah, you don't have to keep the money in such a volatile market if you can afford to not keep that money, if you are happy with returns that a non-volatile, illiquid asset gives. Right? So is that a quick summary of
So
what you were trying to say?
yes.